Hello dear students, good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss about poultry farm management, which belongs to 9.1.1.2. So poultry is the class of domesticated birds or fowls used for food or for their eggs. They typically include chicken and ducks and sometimes turkey and geese also. These are all, that means maintenance of birds for production of eggs and meat. The word poultry is often used to refer the meat of only these birds, but in a more general sense, it may refer to meat other birds too also. As in dairy farming, selection of disease-free and suitable breeds, proper and safe farm conditions, proper feed and water and hygiene and healthcare are important components of poultry farm management also. You may have seen TV news or read newspaper reports about the bird flu virus, which creates a scare in the country and drastically affected egg and chicken consumption. Find out more about it and discuss whether the panic reaction was justified. How can we prevent the spread of flu in case of some chicken are infected? Okay. So here next topic is 9.1.2, that is animal breeding. In this topic we may know about how different new varieties of breeds may produced by taking good varieties of breeds. So here breeding of animals is an important aspect of animal husbandry. Animal breeding aims at increasing the yield of animals and improving the desired qualities of produce. For that, for what kind of characters would we breed animals? Would the selection of characters differ with the choice of animals? What do we understand by the term breed? Generally, a group of animals related by descent and similar in most characters like general appearance, features, size, configuration, etc. are said to belong to a breed. Find out the names of some common breeds and of cattle and poultry in the farms of your area. Okay. When breeding is between animals of same breed, it is called inbreeding. Okay, while breeding is between animals of same breed is called inbreeding. That means closely related breeding is called inbreeding. While cross between different breeds are called outbreeding. That means the breeds must have separate ancestors. That is called outbreeding. So inbreeding, it refers to the mating of more closely related individuals within the same breed for 4 to 6 generations. The breeding strategy is as follows. Superior males and superior females of same breed are identified and mated in pairs. So here, in case of this inbreeding, first of all, breeders have to choose superior males and superior females. That means those who are very active, male and active females of the same breed are identified and mated in pairs. The progeny, that means the offsprings obtained from such mating, are evaluated, and superior males and females among them are identified for further mating. So, after production of progeny, from the progeny also breeders should identify superior male and female for further mating processes. A superior female in case of cattle is a cow or buffalo that produces more milk per lactation. On the other hand, superior male is the bull, which give rise to superior progeny as compared to those of other males. Okay, try to collect the homozygous pure lines developed by Mendel as discussed in chapter 5. Okay, Pure line means if same breeds may be obtained up to 4 to 5 generations, then if suppose according to Mendel, if we go through this Mendel's principle, we can obtain the pure line or pure varieties of or pure homozygous, that means similar varieties of organisms or plants. A similar strategy is used for developing pure lines in cattle as well as used in case of PE plants, inbreeding increasing homozygosity. Thus, inbreeding is necessary if we want to evolve a pure line in any animal. Inbreeding exposes harmful recessive genes. So, dear students, for everything we have some advances and some disadvantages. So, here during inbreeding exposes harmful recessive genes that are eliminated by selection. It also helps in accumulation of superior genes and elimination of less desirable genes. So, here inbreeding process we can obtain the superior genes and we can eliminate less desirable genes or effective genes. Therefore, this approach where there is selection at each step increases the productivity of inbreed population. However, continued inbreeding, especially close inbreeding, usually reduces fertility and even productivity also. This is called inbreeding depression. So, dear students, if inbreeding is going on up to 4 to 5 generations, after that the depression will occur, through which some problems may occur either in case of their fertility processes and even in productivity processes also. This is called inbreeding depression. Whenever this becomes a problem, then selected animals of the breeding population should be mated with other breeds or unrelated superior animals of the same breed. This usually helps to restore the fertility and yield. Next is outbreeding. Outbreeding is the breeding of unrelated animals which may be between individuals of same breed but having no common ancestors, or between different breeds crossbreeding, or different species interspecific hybridization. Outcrossing, this is the practice of mating of animals within the same breed but having no common ancestors on either side of their pedigree up to 4 to 6 generations. Okay. So, the offsprings of such a mating is known as outcross. It is the best breeding method for animals that are below average in productivity in milk production, growth rate in beef, cattle, etc. A single outcross often helps to overcome inbreeding depression. If inbreeding depression occurs, then if one outcross obtained, then that depression will be clear. Next is crossbreeding. In this method, superior males of one breed are mated with superior females of another breed. Okay, that means superior males of one kind and superior females of other breed. And that cross is called crossbreeding. Crossbreeding allows the desirable qualities of two different breeds to be combined. The progeny hybrid animals may themselves be used for commercial production. Alternatively, they may be subjected to some form of inbreeding and selection to develop new stable breeds that may be superior to the existing breeds. Many new animals breeds have been developed by this approach. One example is there, Hirsardel. It is a new breed of sheep variety which is developed in Punjab by crossing between Bikaneri ewes and Merino rams. So, this is also one kind of crossbreed and obtained a new variety of sheep that is called Hirsardeli. Hirsardeli obtained from or crossing between Bikaneri ewes and Merino ram. Clear? Now, next is interspecific hybridization. In this method, male and female animals of two different species are mated In some cases, the progeny may combine desirable features of both the parents and may be considerable economic value. For example, here the mule is one of the interspecific hybridization species. The mule is obtained from crossing between different organisms or different animals. Do you know what cross leads to the production of mule? Here, controlled breeding experiments are carried out using artificial insemination. The semen is collected from the male that is chosen by the parent and injected into the reproductive tract of selected female by the breeder. The semen may be used immediately or can be frozen and used at later date. It can also be transferred in a frozen form to where the female is housed. That means we can preserve the semen in the process of cryopreservation or frozen, or we can transport it through the frozen form from one place to another place. In this way, desirable matings are carried. Artificial insemination helps us to overcome several problems of natural mating or normal mating. Often, the success rate of crossing mature male and female animals is fairly low even though artificial insemination is carried out. To improve chances of successful production of hybrids, other means are also used. Multiple ovulation embryo transfer technology, also one kind of technology, is one of such program for herd improvement. In this method, a cow is administered hormones with follicle stimulating hormones like activity to induce follicular maturation and superovulation instead of one egg. That means in this technique, a female cow can release number of eggs instead of one. So this technique is known as multiple ovulation embryo transfer technology, which they normally yield per cycle. They produce 6 to 8 eggs at a time. The animal is either mated with a light bull or artificial inseminated. The fertilized eggs at 8 to 32 cell stages are recovered non-surgically and transferred to surrogate mothers. Surrogate mothers means the mothers which carry the eggs of other female persons. The genetic mother is available for another round of superovulation. Here, dear students, after production of superovulation from one mother cow, then the eggs are released and introduced into other cows. That cows are called surrogate mothers. And the original mother also another time, original mother uses for another time of superovulation by the process called MOET. MOET means ovulation, multiple ovulation embryo transfer technology. The genetic mother is available for another round of superovulation. This technology has been demonstrated for cattle, sheep, rabbit, buffaloes, mares, etc. High milk yielding breeds of female and high quality meat yielding bulls have been bred successfully to increase herd size in a short time. Okay. Now, next topic is 9.1.3, that is beekeeping or apiculture, we can say. That means culture of honeybees. Beekeeping or apiculture is the maintenance of hives of honeybees for the production of honey. It has been an old age cottage industry. That means this is an old age practice. And from ancient time, honeybees culturing is going on or apiculture is going on. Honey is the food of high nutritive value and also finds use in the indigenous systems of medicine. Honeybees also produces bee wax, which finds many uses in industries such as in the preparation of cosmetics and policies of various kinds. The increased demand of honey has led to large-scale beekeeping practices. It has become an established income-generating industry. Whether practiced on a small or on a large scale. So, dear students, if we go for beekeeping industry, then we can fulfill our economic importance, and also we can get a better product or better food quality or nutritious food product, that is called honey. So this honey we can use in medicinal purposes also. And the bee hive, which also used for bee wax, which is used for used in different industries like cosmetics, for construction or for making of cosmetics and policies. So beekeeping can be practiced in any area where there are sufficient bee pastures of some wild shrubs, fruits, orchards, and cultivated crops. There are several species of honeybees which can be reared. Of these, the most common species is called Apis indica, which belongs to India. Bee hives can be kept in one's courtyard, that means backyard places or any side places, or on veranda or on house or even on the roof. Beekeeping is not labor intensive. So, we all may construct this process, or we may introduce this process for production of honey. Beekeeping through relatively easy does require some specialized knowledge, and there are several organizations that teach beekeeping. Okay, so here if we planning for beekeeping process, then we can take different suggestions from different organizations to teach us how to keep bees. The following points are important for successful beekeeping. So first one is knowledge of the nature and the habits of bees. That means we have to know about our surroundings, nature conditions, and about the bees' characters. So selection of suitable location for keeping the beehives. So second point is we have to select the location for keeping the beehives. Third point is catching and hiving of spawns. That means group of bees we should catch and maintain inside the beehive. Fourth point is management of beehives during different seasons. That means we have different seasons. So seasonal wise, the climatic condition or environmental condition fluctuates. That's why we have to maintain our beehives in different seasons. And the fifth point is handling and collection of honey and of bee wax. That means the handling objects, that means the objects which are used in honey or apiculture processes, we have to maintain them very hygienically. So bees are the pollinators of many of our crop species such as sunflowers, brassica, apple and pear. So dear students, you know all about the pollination process. The pollination is carried out by the pollinators. Here the insects are also pollinators or pollinating agents which carries the pollen grains from one flower to another flower. So here bees are also excellent pollinators because the abdominal part of bees or the appendages of bees consist of pollen grains, and when these bees moves from one flower to another flower for collection of nectar or pollens, then the body parts which are attached with some pollen grains transforms from one flower to another flower for pollination process. Keeping beehives in crop fields during flowering periods increases pollination efficiency. Dear students, if our beehives, if we kept our beehives or we keep our beehives in during the period of flowering periods of agricultural processes, then we can improve the yield beneficial for both crop yield and for honey yield. Okay, so thank you. From we discuss in the next class, that is called fisheries. Thank you all.